Hey guys, what's up? My name is Ashley Canelon. I'm 29 years old and I'm from Metter, Georgia. I'm a mom to an awesome 8-year-old, and I am here because I want to be your next biggest loser. Because I'm a loser, and I'm biggest, and I don't want to be biggest, and I don't want to be a loser. So I want to go on the biggest loser to make myself the smallest winner. That's it. That's what I want to do. So this isn't like the first and only time that I've tried to lose weight. I just want you guys to know that I have actually tried several times like everybody else. But I mean, this last time I was almost successful last summer. Well, it's almost been a year because it was basically the end of May into June. I decided to start a weight loss group on Facebook, and I had about 60 people in it. And we were kicking butt, we were taking names, like we'd do nightly chats on the internet because we were cool. Slowly, it just started to dwindle. Other people had things going on, and I realized that I'd put all my weight in this one little thing that wasn't working because I wasn't working enough for it. And I got a gym membership, and I got re-fired up for it, and I went to the gym, and I was like, kick butt. I couldn't afford the gym anymore, and so I had to cancel it, and I can't afford to eat right. So really bummed because I let everybody in that group down, and I let all the people who were like, wow, you're doing great, you're making me want to do great, I let them down. And because I stopped, they stopped. And so I didn't just hurt myself, I hurt other people, and I don't like that. And that's part of why I want to use this platform. Like, I want to be that person that's like, you can do this because look, I'm doing it, and if I can do it, you can do it. That's all I want to do in this life, is inspire people and be something to somebody. And that's what this can do for me, because I can get my body back, I can get myself back, my health back. I can be there for my kid, and I can be there for him for a long time, and I can be there for other people. And that's all I want to do. I'm eating another Hershey's chocolate bar. I love these things. Like, you guys want to see food that I eat? Other stuff might like be healthy. I eat a lot of like salads and wraps, but this is like my kryptonite, and I'm eating another one. I have like one every day at least, sometimes two. Terrible. Biggest loser, the time has come to show you what I have been dreading to show you. See, I can't dance anymore because when I move, like when one of my body parts moves, they all just keep moving even after I stop. This is just absolutely atrocious. Look at that. Oh, baby, baby, that's sexy. And as you can see, it continues on in the back. Look at that. That's not a donk. That's like a bar. Like you could have a party and serve drinks. son Ernie. I wanted to introduce you guys to him. He's 8. He's really awesome and he loves Legos, don't you? Do you want mommy to get on the show? You do? You think it'll be good for me to lose weight? You don't like it when I'm fat, do you? No. He wants me to lose weight too. So that's where you guys come in, right? Tell Biggest Loser they need to pick me. You're doing it! You're doing it!
I'm not doing anything.
Hey, Biggest Loser, this is my mommy, and she didn't want to get on camera to show you guys her beautiful face, but I got her on here so I could introduce her. Mama, do you think that I need to go on Biggest Loser?
Yes, I think it'd be very good for you.
She thinks I'm fat.
No, I worry about your health.
She's a nurse, right? So she worries about these kind of things, and she should, because I am fat. Do you think it will be good for me?
Yes, I think it
Do you
would be
think
wonderful for you.
Do you think that it's something that I can do and I'm capable of doing?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
You have it there first, from the source, from the one who birthed me. I'm capable of this, and I can do this, and I can go all the way. Okay, so I just want to take you on a quick journey through basically my dance life, because that's the pictures that I have for the most part, my dance and pageants that I did. So this is me when I was like 4. And this is like 2nd grade. This is when my body images started showing up. I specifically remember feeling huge in this picture. And this is just me in kindergarten. I still love dressing up. So you kind of see, like, in these pictures right here, I felt huge. Huge. Look at that. I was like chicken legs. I was not huge. But I remember feeling so big. And this was a pageant that I did. I remember feeling really pretty in my little traditional 80s glamour shots. You can kind of see as we move into high school, marching band, clearly I felt ginormous. One thing I wanted to point out is with dance, photographers always put me in the back. So you see the group here? I was always in a different costume, even though I probably could have fit it, and I was in the back. Or I was dressed as the man. Here I'm with a man. So, I mean, that aided everything, you know what I mean? Here we move into my senior year where I actually was fat, but I still danced and still got around. And I would still like to be that size. So you can see prom and such and such. This is a memory I remember. My mom pointed out, and this is why we're in both in my pants. I bought these pants way too big because I thought that was my size. And we both fit in it. And it was just a good memory. This is right after I had my son. You can still see that I still have my pregnant belly. And I was really big there, and here's where I really started to get big. This is the last picture with my grandma, and you can see my son there. But and then from there, everything just sort of went downhill, and I'm what you see now. So I wanted to I took you through my timeline, and you kind of saw like my dance pictures and my pageant pictures, and saw my weight progression in my early life until adulthood. But I kind of wanted to take you through a journey of my actual, like, the major situations that have happened in my life that I feel like may have affected my weight in one way or another. So we're just going to start off when I was 5 and my mom and dad divorced. I don't really think it affected me. I don't really remember that much from it. Fast forward a little bit, you know, I was in 2nd grade. My mom met a guy who became my stepdad. But before he even became my stepdad, he actually began taking advantage of me on a nightly basis. So he'd molest me, and I think that's probably the most major thing that's affected my weight, because you can see from that point on I started having body image issues even when I wasn't big. But like, I can pinpoint it to that point in my life where I just felt ugly and I felt huge, and looking back I think it's because of that. So this went on for many years until I was 7th or 8th grade, when one of my friends actually noticed something on a sleepover that we were having. She just kind of, thank Jesus, somehow she looked at him interacting and just got that vibe and talked to her parents, and they encouraged her to talk to me, who then had to talk to the school counselor, and it was just this waterfall of effects. And from there I was taken out of the home, and my mom didn't believe me. I don't know why they didn't believe me. Like, I was never a bad kid. Like, I grew up in church. Like, I always did the right thing. I didn't use bad language, nothing. Like, I was a good kid. I can sit here and say that I was a good kid. He was just that tight under his control. And I got put in my grandparents' house, which is actually, ironically, the house that we just moved into. being so depressed and just crying myself to sleep and just wishing I could die, and contemplating, you know, swallowing a bottle of Tylenol like it was actually going to do anything other than ruin my liver. And wishing that I mean, that's the only time in my life I remember feeling suicidal, and I was definitely suicidal at that time, and nobody to this day really knows that. But I went through counseling and everything. Let's fast forward a little bit. I went to jail. We moved out, and we were a little happy family, me, my mom, and my brother. High school was high school. I was bullied really bad in elementary and middle school by older kids, but come high school, I just sort of stuck to myself. I wasn't popular. I wasn't unpopular. You know, the first 3 years of high school were fine. I just had horrible body image, so I didn't do anything. I was really active, but I didn't do anything at school. Like with people, I didn't have boyfriends. I did 4-H and dance and theater and student council and all that kind of stuff. Band, oh man, I was huge in the band. I was the biggest bander. One time at band camp, like I literally have 21 time at band camp stories. No lie. One of them I almost died. But high school was okay, and senior year was good. You know, I had a bad case of senioritis, but I had a lot of friends that were my age. I had a lot of the underclassmen who really kind of looked up to me because, like I said, I stayed out of trouble. I didn't do sex, drugs, rock and roll, none of that. Like, I just sort of kept to myself. Even when my friends were bad, I did the right thing a lot. And then right after high school, I met the guy that became my first boyfriend and eventually my husband. Married the first guy that gave me any attention. Then I can look back now and pinpoint that back to the whole self-image thing and never feeling wanted. And he just discarded me like everybody else did, just like my dad did, just like my stepdad did. He just stomped all over my heart and my mind, and it was just mental abuse for almost 5 years until we finally broke it off for good after 2 or 3 breakups and me fleeing in the middle of the night from Florida to Georgia because I was worried for my life. And so fast forward a few years after that, when my son was around 3 or 4, we found out that he had ADHD, Asperger's, and OCD. So that's been something that we've dealt with since then, that I've dealt with, because his dad is pretty much absent. He's there every now and then. You know, he sends his child support and his duty's done. So I've dealt with that. It's just really hard mentally because that kid is my entire world. He's everything to me. And so we deal with that. And ever since things broke off with my last marriage, it's been quite a few years. You know, it's been 7 years, 6.5 years, 6 years. It's just been really hard. You know, money's not always been there. I've had to make the decision between gas to go to work and diapers for him. And so eating healthy is definitely out of the equation. And, you know, my mom helps as much as she can, but you know, things only go so far. So when I have a good job, things are good, but when I lose that job, or if the business closes, which has happened to me more times than it needs to happen to anybody, then I'm right back to square one, which is where I'm at now, because I spent a year and a half unemployed after a business folded, and then I found a job and it was supposed to go full-time. And when I was supposed to go full-time and I went into my meeting for that, they actually told me that they were cutting my hours in half. So instead of getting the news I needed to hear, I got worse news. So we're right back to struggling again. But I don't want that to break my spirit. I just want that to be my motivation. And I hope now that you understand how badly I need this and how badly I want this, because I need to be around for my son so that he doesn't have to go through the things that I went through. Things that I can't wait to do. I can't wait to backpack and hike and swim and run. I have so many dreams. Like, as our little family, we want to get an RV and we want to live in it for a year or two, or convert a bus and live in it for a year or two and just see everything there is to see. And we've got plans, actually, like current plans, to move out west, and we'll be right by the Grand Canyon and Valley of Fire and all these places that we can like do all this stuff with. And I'm too fat and I'm tired of it holding me back. I can't even zip line. I'm too heavy to zip line. I'm too heavy to do a lot of things because they have weight requirements, and I'm tired of that. I don't want it to hold me back anymore. I want to live. I want to be free from this prison that I've been in for so long. Like, my body is just holding me back from who I am on the inside, because who I'm on the inside does not match my body at all. I'm always held back by that one little thing, which is a really big thing, but from that one thing, which is my weight. And I don't want that to hold me back anymore.
Don't forget about you. Got your chocolate.
You got me oh no! It's chocolate abuse.
So I got a Hershey's king size chocolate bar. So one thing that I really enjoy doing that I don't get to do as often because of my size is thrifting and making my own clothes. So, I mean, I love it. Like, I made this dress skirt combo, and I love wearing it, and I wear it a lot. But the problem is that material is so expensive. With me not being an average size, I can't just use 1 yard of fabric. I have to have like 4 or 5. And then thrifting, you know, every now and then I get lucky, but never with pants. And then it's usually, you know, that's just something that I still have to put something with. I've found some really cool things. I mean, what I'm wearing right now is thrifted. I wear thrifted a lot, but it's just a lot harder to find. And then like this shirt that I made, it took 1.5 yards of fabric. So I mean, it gets pricey to do that kind of thing. And so that's one thing that I look forward to once I lose the weight, is being able to do those things without the difficulty of not having enough money to buy the fabric that I need, or not being able to find my size because my size is so huge, which is the case with thrift stores. So these are all my babies here. This is Jack over here that wants to get down, and Leia. But I just wanted to say that I appreciate this opportunity. I'm glad that you made it this far to the end of my video. I hope you got some insight on me, to my life and how I am. You know, I feel like it was a little more serious than I usually am, but I guess that's what it takes in order to tell you about my journey. I have to get serious. So I look forward to hearing from you guys. It's been a blast putting this together. I put my whole heart and soul into it. And just in case you didn't get the idea from all of this before, I want to be your next Biggest Loser season 15.